It's 19 to 4, Jazz Radio 94.1 FM. And I'm sure you've heard that coming up on Sunday, a great event at Harrigan's Drift-In Tavern at Calypso Bay, Jacobs Well. James Morrison, Emma Pask, Glenn Walton, Ashley Lewis, and Ingrid James will be performing, and we've got Ingrid James on the line to tell us all about it. Ingrid, great to have you on the program this afternoon.
Oh, thank you, John. Thanks for inviting me on.
Well, it's going to be a fantastic event on Sunday, isn't it?
I can hardly wait, and I popped down to Harrigan's last Sunday, and the weather was exquisite. I mean, there was not a breath of wind, and it was just beautiful. So I'm sure it's going to be like that this Sunday. It was just the most perfect setting for a jazz festival.
Well, actually, Niven has told me that he's ordered a perfect day, and I was just having a look at the forecast, and the forecast is for sunny weather, so I think it'll be great. I think
it will be, actually, and the lineup's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to hearing John Hoffman. I think he's playing in the first set, and with Glenn Walton and Pat and Joe on Narcosella, and then it moves on. I think I'm on in the second set, and with Ashley Lewis, and I believe Emma Pask and the Morrisons are going to be on for the third and fourth set. So it's going to be jam-packed with good music.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to miss it. And Ingrid, you've got a new CD coming out pretty soon too.
I have. I recorded an album in London when I was there last year, in July, with another Australian singer who's basically moved to London in the 90s. We used to sing together. I'm not going to tell you how old we both are, but we used to sing together in Brisbane. She's from Brisbane, Gold Coast, both. I'm not sure exactly where she was born, but certainly she's lived on the Gold Coast in Brisbane for most of her life, and then she moved over to London. And she's a wonderful singer, Trudy Kerr, and she studied at Guildhall, and been working at Ronnie Scott's and various places like that, teachers over there, and we decided to do an album together, and so we've called it Reunion, which is quite fitting, and we recorded it with Tom Corley, who's a brilliant young emerging pianist over there who's winning lots of awards, and of course the rhythm section is Jeff Gascoigne and Sebastian Ducrom, who worked with Georgie Fame for like 7 or 8 years, and had also toured a lot with Jamie Cullum. So it's a beautiful rhythm section, and we're releasing that in Australia. We're going on tour. Trudy's coming over here, and we're going on tour at the end of July, early August for a couple of weeks, and releasing that through proper distribution, Planet Distribution, I should say, in Australia.
No, you're doing radio programs over there as well.
But Trudy is a radio presenter for BBC Kent, and I think she has a once-a-week spot there. And I have been putting together an all-Australian program, which I call Jazz Down Under, for UK jazz radio, and that's a 24/7 online jazz radio program that emanates out of the UK, and it gets syndicated all over the world. And basically I just promote 100% Australian jazz, whether it be vocal, mainstream, right through to contemporary and original. So it's been fascinating for me because I'm getting to hear so much fantastic Australian jazz out there.
There are some wonderful artists at the moment, and also some great events. Not only this one, but we've had some wonderful events on the Gold Coast with our a la carte in the park just in the previous weeks, and many others as well, haven't we?
Yes, that's right. I mean, I believe quite a few thousand people turned up to the a la carte event that you hosted. I'm sorry I couldn't make it. I was gigging up in Brisbane, but I heard it was brilliant. But I just think it's wonderful that the Gold Coast is flourishing with cultural activities, and that jazz is such an appreciated genre down there, and that people are really enjoying it and showing their support. And I mean, with Harrigan's, for instance, for the Jazz and Seafood Festival, the food there is exquisite, and such a perfect setting. I think that's the wonderful thing about the Gold Coast. The environment is just perfect for jazz and Sunday. Sunday jazz, wine, food. couldn't be better.
Yeah, it's perfect, isn't it? And seafood too. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, last week I met, or a couple of weeks ago, I met John Reeves, the pianist, who performed with you on the Circumflex CD.
Yes.
And he really is a brilliant pianist, isn't he?
Yes, he's a wonderful pianist. We recorded an album. He's actually from. Sorry, didn't mean to switch violently from one thing to another. But we recorded an album in the UK. He's from the UK, I should say. He came over from the UK about 5 years ago and has settled here. And for a while, I hope. We worked together as a duo a fair bit and as a trio and quartet. And because we did so much duo work, we developed a great rapport, and we thought, why don't we, put a duo album together? And we put that album together last year. And it was released through Newmarket Music nationally. So, and we're very happy with it. And we're looking forward to doing another album. We've written some originals together as well.
Yeah, it really does work together. I'm going to play a track from that album in just a moment. Well, Ingrid, it's great to have you on the program again. And
Thank you.
We'll look forward to seeing you on Sunday, and I think it's going to be a fabulous event, isn't it?
It is going to be great. Are you going to be there?
I certainly will. I'll have my blanket, sitting on the blanket, and some seafood, and possibly a nice cold glass of beer, watching you.
Well, I'd go even if I wasn't singing, so I hope that's a testament in itself.
All right. Well, Ingrid, thanks again for joining us, and we'll talk to you again soon, hopefully.
Thanks very much, John.
That's Ingrid James, and she'll be performing at Harrigan's Drift-In Tavern, Calypso Bay, Jacobs Well. And the phone number for bookings is 5546 1997. That number again, 5546 1997.